welcome to episode 5 of All For Geek, where we're going to talk about our top podcasts of 2011. Today on the show, we have Steve.M.
Thanks, Phil. I'm here as usual. Glad to be here. Hello, Vimeo.
We're not on Vimeo. I'm sorry.
We will be someday, Phil.
It's very possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have been on Vimeo before.
All right.
We are on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Google Hangouts.
And BitTorrent.
BitTorrent. And BitTorrent if people want to pirate our stuff, because sometimes it's not free.
Yep.
All right, so today we are talking about podcasts. Podcasts are those video shows that you download or subscribe to that are on the internet. Generally speaking, it is a TV show on the internet. It could also be a radio show on the internet.
Yeah.
Now, we're going to talk about our top 5. We're going to go 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. And we're going to start with Steve, number 5.
Number 5. My number 5 podcast is Dignation.
Dignation.com or revision3.com/Dignation. They are ending.
Yeah, I'm sad to hear that, and I love their show. It's probably my favorite podcast, and they're number 5 because they're ending. They gave up, quitters, so they're number 5, not number 1. Yep.
But we have different. We have a different point of view on this situation. Like, I'm quite understanding. Like, it's got to end sometime, and they have other projects.
Yeah.
No, I agree. They don't have to end it. But
Yeah.
they have other projects. Alex Albrecht has the Totally Rad show. He's directing and producing stuff. And Kevin Rose is an angel investor, and he does a lot of advising other like companies that he's either on or somewhat a part of.
Well, I'm busy too, and I still find the time, Phil. So what's their excuse?
I think they just... See, at first they wanted to stop and do something different so it wasn't attached to dig.com because they felt like there was no point anymore. Like, why talk about top news at Dig when they're not really associated, nor is Dig that popular anymore? So they were thinking of doing a whole name change and but that would have been okay, but it wouldn't have done too much. But they just decided. I think the end all be all was Kevin Rose just wanted to end it, and Alex was okay with keeping on going, but he was okay with it stopping because he had other stuff.
Yeah, they still have, like you said, they still have their own podcast. Like Kevin has Foundation, and Alex has TRS. So I'll still watch. I'm just upset that they're ending. Just like anytime any show on TV, anytime the series ends, I'm always upset. So.
And they're heavily promoting Toasted Donut to take its spot at Revision 3, but I don't think it'll do as well.
It's Glenn's show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll watch that for sure.
It's all right, but it's nothing even close to being...
Has it started?
Yeah.
Are there oh, cool. I'll check it out.
4 or 5 episodes at least.
Oh, right on. I'll check it out for sure.
It's like a stoner, weird, do whatever he feels like taping that day.
Yeah. Glenn's funny. I like Glenn. He's funny. So.
Glenn's all right, but it's not Dignation. They need something to take Dignation's spot. They don't.
I agree.
All right, my number 5 is Weekend Confirmed.
Never heard of it.
Weekend Confirmed. Jeff Canada of Totally Rad Show, which I'll talk about later, is one of the co-hosts. All it is a radio podcast or an audio podcast that talks about gaming. It's about an hour each week, and all they do is talk about gaming, and that's it. It's really good. One of my favorites for especially for audio. But I enjoy it. Check it out. All you have to do is search on iTunes for any of these things, any of these podcasts.
What was it called again?
Weekend Confirmed.
Confirmed, okay.
And they also do a add-on for video, which is behind the scenes every week.
Oh.
So for those fans that really like the show, they can check out a video of behind the scenes of that week's episode.
Cool.
All right, you're number 4.
Number 4 is the only Twit podcast on my list. It's This Week in Tech. Although I love every show on the Twit network, I tried to pick one, This Week in Tech. Twit network is a collection of podcasts related to everything, technology, law, photography. I just love the network. I could cut the cord. I could cancel my cable subscription and just watch Twit all day if it wasn't for the other people in the house. So yeah, This Week in Tech, I love it.
Yeah, you can pretty much survive off of the Twit network and Netflix.
I could, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Or just like podcasting in general and Netflix.
Yeah, the Warren TV networks.
Yeah, anything Twit gets an honorable mention. I don't think I have anything on the Twit network, oddly enough. But you definitely honorable mention. I love This Week in Tech. I love This Week in... No, iPad Today, sorry. iPad Today, and then This Week in... What's the other one?
This Week in Google?
No, the social one.
The Social Hour.
Social Hour, that's it. I like that one. And sometimes I like the news one.
Yeah.
This Week in News, or This Today in News, or whatever it is. So we're on to mine, right?
Yep. Number 4.
Number 4, Podcast Beyond.
Never heard of it.
Podcast Beyond is it's IGN's Sony, was Sony PSP. Their podcast for the PSP or Sony devices.
Okay.
But now it's general. It's almost general, but it's still more devoted to Sony stuff.
Okay.
So it's just an audio podcast for IGN doing Sony stuff. Right.
Nice.
Right now, it's going into talking about Vita stuff, and I'm interested in the Vita. So, and you know Greg Miller.
No,
never heard of him. He's a host and a writer and whatever for IGN.
Okay.
He's a big known name on the internet.
I'll take your word for it.
That's my number 4. You should check it out. It's good.
All right.
Number 4, Steve.
Number 3, Phil.
Number 3, Steve.
My number 3 is Stuck in the Middle of Somewhere. It's have you ever heard of the show Pure Ownage?
I've heard of Ponage or whatever it is.
Pure Ponage.
I don't know what it is.
Ponage.
I've heard of it. I've never tried it.
Well, FPS Doug, the boom headshot, that guy, the guy who invented boom headshot, Joel F. Gardner, and his friend Derek Sweet started a podcast about gaming. It's usually audio only. Sometimes they throw in a video podcast, but I love it because you get to hear FPS Doug talk about video games. If you were a fan of Pure Ownage, definitely check out Stuck in the Middle of Somewhere.
All right. I have no idea about any of that. No clue.
Well, his friend is a comedian, so he spices it up. He makes it really funny. So, yeah.
Okay, so my number 3. Am I on 3? Are we?
Yeah.
I'm so lost. I haven't had my energy drinks today.
All right.
My number 3 is IGN Game Scoop.
Okay.
Now that's their general gaming podcast, IGN. And same thing, just talking about gaming. This is how I get all my gaming knowledge and keep up to date with it, really. I listen to these podcasts.
Is that audio only, or...?
It's audio only.
Okay.
Like, these are the types of Game Scoop, Podcast Beyond, and Weekend Confirmed are the ones I specifically focus on for when I'm on the bus, on the way to my job or something like that, or on the way back. That's typically when I listen, or when I go out doing an errand alone. I'll listen to these things in my headphones, and that's where I get all my information.
And how do you get them? With iTunes, I assume?
Oh, yeah. Like I said, all these things that we're discussing, you can pretty much go on iTunes, do a search, and you'll find it.
All right.
Your
so
number 2.
Number 2, my last 2 are going to be audio-only podcasts. Number 2 would be the Bobby Blackwell show, Bobby Blackwolf show. He's a guy from, I'm going to say South Carolina. I'm probably wrong. I can't remember. But he's a very talented broadcaster. He does a gaming show every week. I love his stance on all the issues. Completely agree with the guy 100% of the time. He's a member of the All Games Radio Network. Go to allgames.com or do a search for Bobby Blackwolf, and you'll find him. He's kind of he's my age, right? So he's an older guy. He gives that's probably why I agree with most of his points of view, because he's older guy. So check it out.
I will check that one out for sure.
Yes.
You'll have to send me this list after, or I'll have to watch my own show.
Yeah.
My number 2 is Dignation.
Oh, right on.
You've already spoken of it. We've pretty much spoken of it. I just love it. I'm sad that it's ending. There's only 2 more episodes. It's the 2-part live show, which was supposed to be up yesterday.
Yeah.
The first part, and it's stalled till tomorrow morning. And once people watch this, they'll be able to check it out. So honestly, anyone can enjoy the show, even though the topics are dated. You can go to revisions3/Dignation, or just Dignation.com will take you there, and watch from episode 1. It's a really good show. It's a really entertaining show, and the thing that people like about it most is most of the time they were drinking alcohol and getting somewhat drunk or tipsy.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing I liked the least about it. But
well, most people like that about it, and that they would act up because of them getting tipsy and drunk, and so pretty good, and I enjoy it. So I'm sad, but
it's.
What can you do? What's your number 1?
We can complain about it. That's about it.
Yeah.
Number 1 would be it's a podcast, audio only. Sometimes he does a video portion. It's called Dead Pixel Live, hosted by Derek Hopkins.
I used to listen to it, I think.
Yeah, I've never keeled over laughing at a story a podcaster has told, but I do with some of Derek's stories. He tells stories about work, and he does voices for all his co-workers, and it's a great podcast. Talks about games. Every now and then he has his mom come on and do a segment called Mom's Minute, where he gets her this old lady to play like violent fighting games and then to give her opinion on it, and it's a great show. So check it out. It's my number 1 pick.
And what episode are they up to?
Well, he used to do 4 episodes a week, and the episodes were like 2 hours long. Like he was serious into it, and recently he's only dropped down to 1 show a week, about an hour and a half long.
See, that's
I think
better for like the common consumption.
Yeah, it's I used to listen to it every day, and I religiously I'd tune in, and I'd never miss an episode. And now that he's dropped down to once a week, sometimes I forget, just because it's not on every day. I'll forget, but I think he's got to be up to like episode 500 now. He's just done so many. It's check it out, Dead Pixel Live.
My number 1, and I'm surprised this isn't on your list at all, The Totally Rad Show. Like, I love that show. I love that, like, we're kind of using their type of thing for our show. They do topics almost every day and just talk about that one topic for that day and have like 15-minute shows. We're taking that and using that mentality, that show layout.
Yeah, without any of the production quality.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're just gonna have fun with it. It's a podcast talk show with that same layout.
The 3 of them are all extremely talented guys. It's fun to watch. I recommend it too.
And coming from different backgrounds too.
Yeah.
So like Dan on the show is now a director and is about to direct a big time movie. I forgot which one it was, and he's done shorts. You've seen the Portal one.
Portal, yeah.
And then Alex Albrecht, he's done Dignation, and he's started. Did you see the Thundercats thing he did?
Yeah,
No, Voltron. Sorry, Voltron.
Yeah, you're right, Voltron. And I had never seen Voltron when I was a kid.
Oh.
I didn't know anything about it, and I saw it, and I'm like, oh my god, I want to see the rest of this.
Did you check out some other Voltron stuff?
No,
Sure.
not unless if Alex Albrecht does it, then I'll watch it.
Yeah, I haven't seen if he's done a part 2 yet, or if the part 1 was just a concept.
I don't think he has yet.
I don't know. And Jeff Kanata, who's part of Weekend Confirmed, he does a lot of theater work.
Yeah.
A lot of improv, and he's just an actor that's trying to get big in the business, and he's trying.
Well, they're all talented guys for sure.
Yeah. So the Totally Rad Show is my number 1.
Exciting.
So that's our list.
All right.
So
Wonderful.
can I ask you something before we end that show, having to do with podcasts? Do you use iTunes?
Sure. Yeah. Not for podcasts.
What do you use for podcasts?
My web browser. I just go to the site.
Oh, you listen to them right on the web browser.
Yeah. If it's, I try to listen to it live. If the show is posted the next day, then I'll try to get it on the Apple TV or the Boxy. That's usually how I consume on the TV.
Yeah, I download everything, or I watch them on YouTube.
Interesting.
It's a great thing about watching podcasts or video content online these days. You can pretty much get them however you want.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for episode 5 of All For Geek. Go to allforgeek.com and like us, or don't. We prefer if you do, though.
Yeah, please do. Bye, Vimeo.
Bye-bye, Vimeo.
Bye.
Bye.